Hello, Jesus Talk. Well, it's Ava again. God, that was cool. And in honor of Ash Wednesday, you can see, just got the ashes at my local neighborhood church. Let's make this episode. Let's focus this on like the Catholic Church. You know, we're gonna honor them for Ash Wednesday. So this is gonna be some tea. Get comfy. We might be here a while, but I'm gonna break it up probably into more than one video because, yeah, it's a lot of tea. But anyways, okay. So, I say in one of my videos. Sorry, here comes the ADD again. I'm gonna just keep touching myself. Just go with it, people. I'm sorry. So the Catholic Church. Let's talk about it. I say in one of the first video I ever made. Gotta do recordable. I made this video, like, under 2024. And I talk about the day I died. And I mentioned briefly in, that video that the family I come from, was very super religious, you know, on both sides. So, like, we're gonna dive into it. This is, like, the whole reason I, like, wanted to make these Jesus videos. Because, like, I feel the bloodline I come from, it's kind of like, there's no record of it. There's no other way to put that. I feel like my bloodline has been, like, written out of history in a way, and it's not a good one I come from, so I'm kind of happy about that. But you know, okay, so here you go. So my mother, her parents, this could be a telenovela, like, for real. Whoever can help me one day, I must spill the tea. So my mother's parents are Nicaraguan. They're 100% Nicaraguan, born, bred from Nicaragua, and their parents and their parents before them. Okay, their bloodline, both of my grandparents on my maternal side are Spaniard. Okay. I thought my whole life I was told I was Mexican and Nicaraguan. Turns out my kid did a DNA test. No, I'm 1% Nicaraguan. And the rest, I'm like European. I'm like white bread, Wonder Bread. I'm like a concha, but like the vanilla white one. You know what I mean? And we dunked me in milk. Not that abuelita, you know? White girl. Okay, see, I get carried away. Put a pin on that story. But anyways, so grandma and grandpa on my mother's side, they're both 100% Spaniard, white people. And, here's the part. So, grandpa, they say, I think they're lying about the birthday from other stuff I've heard. Grandpa, his name, is Victor. Yeah, I'll say the name. I don't even care. Victor Ovando is my grandfather. And he was born, you're not going to believe this. He was born in 1913, right? Wowzers. I wasn't born until 1987. So grandpa was born 13 years into the century. I was born 13 years before it ended. Anyways, we're back. So grandpa comes from well-to-do bloodline, the Ovando last name, okay? His father ended up being very educated. My aunt told me he had a medical degree and a law degree, and I believe they said he was the mayor of I think they all lived in the capital of Nicaragua, right? Because they're kind of, this is a long time ago, you know? They were the top elite in their country, okay? So, oh, there goes the phone charger. So, grandpa comes from a well-off-to-do family name bloodline. His dad is somebody, clearly they got the cheese, you know what I mean? So, he is set for life, and he, has done religious studies his whole life. Summer camps when he's a kid, religious, Catholic, okay? They're Catholic. He eventually becomes a Catholic priest in Nicaragua. But he's not like just any priest. He ends up being the right hand to this president guy named, I don't probably say it wrong, you could look it up, Anastasio Somoza. It ends up being a not too good guy, but they end up being, you know, they're boys. They're Tupac and Biggie. We're gonna use that one, okay? Because we all know how it ends up for Tupac and Biggie in the end, you know? They're not boys. So, Grandpa, is somebody, you know? He makes it in the Catholic Church, works his way up and up and up. He becomes, like, he's educated and everything. I should ask my grandma, she's still alive. He makes it, man. He's somebody. He's the right hand to the president. But look up this Somoza guy. He's kind of evil dictator and kills people. Yeah, okay. So, cut now to grandma, right? So grandma, they're second cousins. That's really sick, right? I'm trying to come to terms with this, but they are second cousins through their fathers because their fathers are cousins. So their mothers know each other. All right? They do. The same fucking family. So my grandma is 18 years old in 1951. She's graduating high school. And this was really disturbing one. I really put the timeline together. So grandma is graduating high school. So usually when you graduate high school, right after that, you do an orientation at the college, the university in May, right? Right before you graduate. My grandfather's Catholic priest. He's the right hand of the president. He's also the dean of the university that my grandma is doing her orientation at. So, as my grandma put it, they walked past each other in the hallway. And they, as my grandma said, they locked eyes and it was love at first sight. Like, I think they're like mothers, you know, they knew each other, the family, like older people, but like, I don't think they had ever like really been introduced. I don't think they even knew each other before that day, you know, but so he's a Catholic priest, right? And she's 18 years old, just graduates high school, and she ends up pregnant like immediately. Okay. Because exactly 9 months forward is my aunt's birthday. So when I was an adult, when I figured this out, and I was like, oh my God, that's how, wow. So she gets pregnant. She comes from a well-to-do family as well, and they're cousins. Okay. The last name is Ovando. And you're gonna have to Google it yourself. Google, I said the bloodline, that's been written out of history. Google Nicolas de Ovando. Okay, just Google him. Alright, so, I don't know if you Googled him, but he was the first political overseer of the transatlantic slave trade. Okay. And if you dive a little deeper and read about him, he was, like a rival to Christopher Columbus. He was the first political overseer of the transatlantic slave trade. And he was known for being like the original Hitler. And he was a masochist. He, brutally killed the natives, like hundreds of thousands of them. Like he was so horrible of an evil person that like Queen Isabella and Ferdinand were like, yo, you know, if I could whistle, I'd do it. Fuck. Yo, Buster, bring it back. No, you're done with. No, they call him back to Spain. And he's like, you know, fired, I guess, you know, apprentice, you're fired. So yeah, so that's the like bloodline I'm told I come from, like my whole life. Like that's how I grew up when we were little. Like my mom and her sisters, they would just like tell us when we were little kids, you know, you're better than other people. Do you even know where you come from? Like, this is where you come from. You come from, like, the people who discovered the new world. Like, you come from the conquistadors, you know? Like, okay, chill, mom. We're American. You know what I mean? We don't need that. But, like, crazy. So, like, I did a deep dive, all right? And I look up this Nicolas guy. And it just always comes up, you know, he took a vow of celibacy, you know? No wife, no children. So for years, I deep dive. And I'm like, no. And this past summer, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna word this different. And I'm like, did he have bastard illegitimate children on the Google search? Bang! Finally pops up, and there's like 9 kids. It's a bunch. Yeah, it's like 9 kids. It's like 5 girls, 4 boys. It's something weird like that. It's a lot of kids. Illegitimate bastards, okay? I do another Google search because I don't know why I didn't screenshot it or save it. Ugh. I do another Google search of this to save it, you know, to screenshot it like months later because I'm like, I know I saw that. It's scrubbed off the internet. It's not there anymore. Somebody knows that I looked it up to trace that bloodline, and it's gone. It's gone. It won't pop up anymore. That freaked me the fuck out. Because somebody knows that I know. Somebody knows that I know. Now they know that I know that they know. It's creepy. It's really fucking... Okay, so anyways. So that's like their ancestor that goes back. That's why they end up together. To preserve their bloodline. Because they're cousins, like I said. They're second cousins. Yeah, but my grandma is like 18 years old. So yeah, so if you do the math from my aunt's birthday, it's 9 months back is May 1951. And yeah, so they have this love affair. She gets pregnant immediately. Their mothers, my mom tells me, their mothers end up being cool with it. Again, preserve the bloodline. This is so crazy. And then it's like, it gets deeper, it gets darker, bro. Like, get something to drink, hold on. You know, we're gonna take a pause on it, and I'm gonna make a part 2, okay?